The Republican Party of the United States of America is currently the most powerful, renowned, and controversial political group in the entire world. Current day politics and controversy under Donald Trump's office is constantly in the news across the globe, most popular being his tariffs, immigration policy, and the Epstein files cover up. It made us here at Levels of Learning wonder just how far the Republican Party has changed since its conception. This brings us all the way back to the 1800s. Founded in 1854, the Grand Old Party, or more commonly known today as the Republican Party, was formed in opposition of the expansion of slavery into new U.S. territories. Its main goal was to stop and eradicate slavery within the USA. The first Republican president was Abraham Lincoln, elected in 1860, and under Lincoln, the Republican Party led the Union to victory against the Confederates in the Civil War, leading to the decimation of slavery in the great United States of America. It was during this time and after that the Republican Party promoted and pushed for civil rights and voting rights for freed slaves with the intention of leading to some black political power, especially in the southern states. And although the 15th Amendment in 1870 gave African Americans the legal right to vote, the full right to vote was obstructed for nearly a century because of discriminatory practices and culture. Following this crucial moment in history, the GOP started dominating national politics and began focusing on promoting industrial growth, big business, and tariffs. The Republican Party was the most popular choice of Americans in these years, displaying incredible competency in the polls. In fact, from 1860 to 1930, there were only four presidents belonging to other parties, all of which were Democratic. This means over the course of 70 years, only 20 of those years had the Republicans not in power. During this period, the only two-term Democratic president was Woodrow Wilson, who was indirectly helped by Theodore Roosevelt when he ran as a progressive candidate, thus splitting the Republican voters. If you've learned anything up to this point, don't forget to subscribe to continue leveling up your learning. From the 1930s to 1950s, the Republican Party struggled to gain power, largely due to Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal policies, which gained support during the Depression from the people, and which the Republican Party largely opposed. During the second half of the 1900s, the GOP began shifting their attention and priorities. Although once they led the charge in liberation and equality, now they've shifted their social politics to account to their new voter base. Thus, leading up to the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Republican Party had been trying to appeal more to the predominantly white South, which was relatively unaffected by the goal of the Civil Rights Act, and where racial discrimination was still incredibly popular. This social shift and change in voter base during Roosevelt's presidency and the civil rights movement is what led to the shift in values, by which Ronald Reagan assisted in cementing a new, more familiar identity with modern Republicans. The Republican base's core identity in the 1980s until the late 2010s was about promoting tax cuts, deregulation, smaller government, and a strong anti communist foreign policy. It was also during this period where central controversial ideas became part of the backbone of Republican beliefs. These ideas being things like gun rights, immigration, religious values, and social identity issues. The 2000 to 2010 period had major effects on pushing the party further right, where ideas like isolationism, anti immigration, and decreased government spending were on the rise. The Tea Party movement was one of the defining factors for the Republican Party at the time, uniting together and pushing back against the policies that Barack Obama was promoting. In 2016, the Republican Party took a major populist shift with the election of President Donald Trump. The Republican Party rallied around nationalism, immigration restrictions, anti establishment beliefs, and America First ideology, which would lead the party down a path of isolationism in the future. In 2020, after Donald Trump's false claims of election fraud, the party became further radicalized, even leading to an insurrection at the Capitol in an attempt to stop the legal voting process and peaceful transfer of power. Current Republican ideology has changed over the course of the last 170 years, along with its voter base, with the current ideology promoting populist policies, isolationism, and opposition to big government. This brings us to the question we've all been waiting for: Abraham Lincoln versus Donald Trump. Who wins? Abraham Lincoln began the movement of anti slavery in America. He was the leader who led the Union to victory in the Civil War, and he created a single national currency. Versus Donald Trump, who's undermined the integrity of the electoral process. He's an isolationist, actively withdrawing from the world stage, and he's the most polarizing president in recent history. Let me know down below who you guys think is the better president. What do you think of the current Republican Party? Is it better now or before? Has America finally been made great again? Drop your thoughts down below, and if you would like a more in-depth Level 2 video on this subject, let me know. Leave a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.